Hey guys, welcome back. So today is kind of like a successor to the initial breakbeat tutorial I did a while ago. So if you haven't checked that one out, go watch that video first, because basically we're going to be building and adding variation to the breakbeat loops that we make in that tutorial. So I've got a break here which I like and have chopped up using the techniques I detailed in the last breakbeat tutorial. I've also mapped the transpose like in the last tutorial, which will be useful later. For this first technique, we're going to use some of Ableton's MIDI effects to create some interesting break patterns. I'm going to add the Random Midi Effect, which shifts the MIDI notes either up or down, depending which mode you select. These modes are add, subtract, and by, which is both of them together. They basically determine whether the random is going to shift the note up or down in the sequence. The choices refer to how many octaves it can be moved by. We want to keep that down so it shifts out of a playable slice less often. And the chance percentage reflects the likelihood of the notes being moved. Now we've got to grips with the random MIDI, we can use it to add some random variation to our MIDI pattern. Let's set up a new MIDI lane and set the in as the break, then arm the lane and hit record. When we've recorded something we're happy with, we can go in and grab that MIDI variation and incorporate that into our MIDI sliced break. And we get something like this in the end, with some nice variation to make the break more interesting. Another technique we can use is to automate the pitch of the break. Because we mapped the transpose of all the slices, we can just automate this one dial to give this break a repitching effect that I hear used a lot. Let's add an auto filter and automate the frequency to sweep down the sample before returning, or suddenly jump down and increasing back up. Much like the automation of the transpose, the filter sweep creates another recognisable sound in modern breakbeat music. The next technique I use is a beat repeater effect. The beat repeater effect basically takes the sound of the beat it's set on and repeats it for a certain number of intervals, which you can set under the gate dial. To set where the beat repeater starts repeating from, you increase or decrease the offset. I'll offset the repeat and lower the decay too, which has the repeats drop off in volume. To add some extra variation, I'm going to use a shaper to automate the offset so the repeats happen on different drum hits. I'll set the shaper so it moves from the first and the third beats, and I'll also mess with the filter settings of the repeats. One final thing is automating the percentage of chance between 100 and 0 so that it toggles the effect on and off every other bar. Another thing, and a final one for this tutorial, is duplicating the break and isolating the snare using an EQ, so we can create some additional variation. With the snare isolated, we can then draw in some snare fills and additional hits. I personally then like to send the one-shots to the repetitor effect in my returns. Here I've automated the send so that the snare hits are affected when the break is filtered out to fill the gap. That's all my tips for adding to your breaks to make them more unique and varied. Feel free to use the effects sparingly and enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something from that, and those techniques can work on more than just breakbeats, so give them a go on other things as well inside of Ableton. Obviously I kind of went pretty ham with the effects towards the end, so you don't have to use as many as me, or you can use them sparingly, basically however sounds good. Let me know in the comments below what you want for the 1,000 subscriber special, and if you haven't subscribed and you enjoy the content, or even if you don't enjoy it but you're feeling nice, hit the subscribe button. Let's get to 1,000. I'll catch you in the next one.